They say the woods are a powerful place. They can humble you, expose you. For all your bravado, they say the woods always win. Well, today I'm sharing a story about a couple that found out just how true that can be. Let's take a look at the woods always win. Our story starts with a pair of hikers, a young couple named Sarah and her boyfriend, our narrator. The two of them love hiking. In particular, they love a trail nearby that leads to a beautiful, secluded lake. They've hiked it more than a dozen times together. They know every twist and turn of the path, so they feel like they have it memorized. Then one day they set off as they have so many times before. But as they make their way along the familiar path, they start to notice some subtle changes in the woods. The trees seem darker, deeper. The canopy is thicker, blocking out more of the sunlight, and the sounds of the forest seem different too. Everything seems just a bit louder, closer, and the quiet moments are filled with a strange, unsettling silence. It isn't long before they realize what's happening. They're lost. The trail they thought they knew has vanished. All around them are towering trees, all the same, all blocking out the sky. Every tree looks identical to the last. Sarah tries to remain calm. She assures her boyfriend that they'll find the trail soon. But he can tell she's scared. He can see it in the slight tremor of her voice and the quick darting movements of her eyes. But just as fear starts to rise, she stops. She turns to him, her face ashen, and points ahead. Through the trees, they see a light. Not the light of the sun or moon, but a warm, inviting glow that seems to beckon them forward. Drawn by a mixture of hope and trepidation, they move toward it. In a few moments, the light widens into a small clearing, and in the center of that clearing sits a small log cabin. It looks old and ramshackle, like it hasn't seen visitors in years. A single ray of light spills out from between the cracks in the boarded-up windows, illuminating a yard littered with broken-down furniture and smashed glass bottles. Sarah and her boyfriend exchange a look. They want to keep going, to press on into the unknown woods rather than seek shelter in this creepy abandoned house. But exhaustion is starting to pull at them, and the promise of shelter, even in such a strange place, is tempting, and so they knock on the door of the cabin. To their surprise, it opens easily, creaking inward on rusty hinges. What they found inside was nothing. It was just an empty room, but that didn't ease their unease. They could swear the hairs on the back of their necks were standing on end. As they move deeper into the room, their eyes adjust to the gloom. They notice a single wooden chair in the center of the floor, surrounded by a strange dark stain that looked like old dried blood. Their discomfort grows, but they're desperate for answers. Surely there's a map somewhere, some way to contact help. But before either of them can move further into the room, the sound of footsteps invades the silence. They freeze, straining to listen. The footsteps approach the door, stopping just outside. They can hear the door creak open. A sliver of light pierces the gloom. They can see a shape silhouetted in the doorway, a tall, thin shape with its head bent as if in contemplation. Then as quickly as it appeared, it vanishes. They don't move. They don't speak. They dare not break the silence. They can hear the sound of footsteps again, moving in ever closer circles around the room. The sound is slow, deliberate. They get closer and closer until they're right by the chair. Then the footsteps stop. Sarah and her boyfriend hold their breath. The silence stretches. Then a new sound invades it. It's a scraping, dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across the ground. The sound starts near the door and moves slowly away. Sarah and her boyfriend huddle together, terror constricting their chests. When the sound returns, they hear it again, scraping, dragging, getting closer. And when the shape appears in the doorway once more, they finally move, sprinting away from the cabin, not stopping until they reach the familiarity of their own driveway. Back in the safety of their home, they vow never to speak of what they experienced in those woods again. that Sarah's blouse bears witness to their terror, stained with a deep crimson smear that looks an awful lot like blood. Whatever shared experience had brought that mark there would stay with them forever. They may have escaped the woods, but as they learned the hard way, sometimes the woods don't like it when you bring a piece of it back with you. Thanks for watching. Which of these terrifying tailies would you rather encounter? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out more stories like these. And as always, thanks for watching.